Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Face the Heels Watch Along Episode 2. My name is Ben Cornett, and you can catch me on Twitter at BennyBoy702. You can also catch me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel at BenCornett9015, and on Facebook in the Ben Zone. How is everybody doing this week? I'm doing good. Last week we did our very first watch along, Face the Heels watch along exclusive. That was Mankind being thrown off Hell in a Cell. That happened June 26th, 1998. It was the 25th anniversary of that show. And this week, as you're watching right now, it is the 25th anniversary of Bill Goldberg winning the WCW World Title on Monday Nitro, July 6th, 1998. And as right now, it is July 6th, 2023. It is exactly 25 years to the day. So I thought, let's do a watch along. Let's do a watch along of Goldberg winning the WCW World Title for the first time. Now, how we got here? Well, Goldberg had a winning streak. He had never lost a match in WCW. Coming into this Monday Nitro, he was at 110-0. That's right, 110-0. Now, whether that's accurate or not, that's what the records say, but he's won his first 110 matches in WCW in his pro wrestling career. It's amazing. Goldberg at that time, he began his career September 22nd, 1997, on a Nitro against Hugh Morris, and off he went. And each week, the crowd got behind him more and more. And to this point, July 6, 1998, at the time, the world champion, WCW world champion, was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And he hadn't defended his title in a while. And there's the WCW Thunder episode on July 2nd, I believe it was. J.J. Dillon, who was the commissioner of WCW at the time, announced that there would be a match between Hulk Hogan and Goldberg, and it would take place on WCW Monday Nitro, which was July 6, 1998. It would be in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, in front of over 40,000 fans. That's significant because at that time, that had been the most, the biggest audience for a weekly television wrestling show to that point. So it was a huge deal. And having Hulk Hogan go up against Goldberg was gigantic. I mean, you couldn't get any hotter if you were WCW. Also, that show being in Atlanta, Bill Goldberg was from Georgia. He played football at the University of Georgia. So it was a big deal. They built, and really it was amazing because they didn't really have any build up to this. This match was just announced, a few days before. And it's just so amazing how at the time, I think they had 30,000 tickets sold, but they were able to sell an extra 10,000 tickets, 10 or 15,000 tickets. I forget how much that was, but just in like a 4 or 5 day span. So it's really amazing how, this one match being announced a few days before Nitro would just generate buzz like it did. And, at the time, WCW was right in the middle of a ratings war with WWE, or at the time WWF as they were. It was really amazing how great this era of wrestling was. I mentioned it in our last episode of the watch along, how both these companies were neck and neck, fighting in the ratings war for that top spot. And as we're heading into this particular episode, July 6, 1998, WWE had been winning the ratings war. I think they've won like the previous 7 or 8 weeks. So WCW really needed a big time like match or promo to where they would, win the ratings war that week. And they ended up doing that. It was the first time, I believe, in 8 or 9 weeks that WCW actually won in the ratings on that particular night. The rating was a 4.9 overall for WCW Monday Nitro, while Raw was actually a taped episode that took place in, I believe, Penn State University. It took place in State College, Pennsylvania. They did a 4.0. So it just goes to show you how, like, one big announcement, one big match can put it over the top. And as we're going to watch along in a few minutes, you'll see how huge this night was for WCW. And there it is right there. That is the week of July 6, 1998, obviously on WCW. Monday Nitro, you had Goldberg versus Hogan. And then on Raw's War, WWE that week, they did, I think, the most infamous part of that show that people remember the most, and you could see in that picture, it was D-Generation X. They were in a feud with the Nation at the time, and they did a parody of them, which was probably one of the funniest things we've ever seen in wrestling. Obviously, can't do that today, as you can see in that pic. X-Pac portraying Mark Henry, or Mizark Henry. Yeah, so that was what we saw that week, wrestling fans, back in 1998, 25 years ago today, July 6th. So, yeah, this was, again, we're right in the middle of a huge ratings war. Pro wrestling was really at its hottest. It was just a great time to be a wrestling fan back in the late 90s. And we're going to start watching along this match. So, without further ado, if you got Peacock, go into your Peacock and go to WWE, and then you go to WCW Monday Nitro. Click on that, and it'll be season 4, episode 27. So that's season 4, episode 27. WCW Monday Nitro, season 4, episode 27. And you'll find it'll say July 6th, 1998. And we're going to go ahead and give you a minute to find that. So we will be back in a minute. Again, that's on Peacock, Monday Nitro, episode 4. I'm sorry, season 4, episode 27. So if you go into Peacock, I'll let you do that for a minute, and we'll be right back. And we're back here on Face the Heels Watch Along, episode 2, Goldberg winning the WCW World Title. I'm sure you got to your destination by now on Peacock. That's WCW Monday Nitro, episode 27, season 4. So you're going to go, when you get there, you want to go to the 1 hour, 57 minute, and 53 second mark. They're showing highlights from the Great American Bash, and it'll be time to get to the main event. So, and real quick, earlier in the night, Goldberg defeated Scott Hall. So his win streak is at 111 matches in a row. So he's 111-0, going up against Hulk Hogan. Not only that, it's Hollywood Hulk Hogan, but Goldberg was also the United States champion at the time. So he is coming in as the U.S. champion. And if he wins the world title, he'll be both the world heavyweight champion and the United States champion. So if you're there by now, go to 1 hour and 57 minutes and 53 seconds. And we're gonna do a quick countdown, and we're gonna push play. So, if you're there already, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and play. And as you can see, if you're watching on your Peacock, Goldberg beating Conan at Great American Bash. And you can see the fans. Look at that. It is over 40,000 fans in the Georgia Dome. That is absolutely impressive. Again, we cannot show you this on TV, obviously, because it's copyrighted. As you can see, the NWO is out. The Wolfpack. At the time, the NWO splitted into two groups, two factions. It was NWO Hollywood, and it was also NWO Wolfpack. Yeah, so actually, I thought where we were at, it was going to take us to the Hogan-Goldberg match, but it's taking us to a segment with the Wolfpack. At that time, you got Kevin Nash. He was the leader of the Wolfpack. Sting was in the group. Yes, Sting, WCW Sting, was in there. You have Lex Luger, and you have Conan, who's in the ring as well. So again, I want to apologize. I thought this was where I told you to go at was the Hogan Goldberg match, but we'll go ahead and fast forward it a little bit. And yeah, so here we go. It's going to be actually at the 2 hour and 3 minute mark. So if you want to get to the 2 hour and 3 minute mark, go ahead. That's what I'm going to do here. So we are finally going to get to our main event. Again, I apologize. I thought the original time I gave you was hour and 57 minutes, but that led to a NWO Wolfpack segment. But go to 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 30 seconds. You should be able to find it. If you want to fast forward to it, I'm here now. So here we go. 2 hours and 3 minutes and 31 seconds. And the anticipation's building. They did a really good job on this episode of Nitro, just building this matchup all night long. And that's what I like about wrestling. The storytelling. Again, this was short, just off an announcement a few days earlier. But as you can see right here, there he is, Goldberg walking in, coming out to the arena. He's still in the back, making his way out there. He is the current United States champion, as we're watching. He's got the security walking him. Pretty cool. Just an incredible entrance. It has that big fight feel, and it just made Goldberg look even more badass. It's made him stand out even more. So he is headed toward the ring. Again, we are at the 2 hour and 4 minutes and 42 second mark. You're on your Peacock, WCW Monday Nitro, Season 4, Episode 27. And Goldberg, easy for me to say, Goldberg is making his way to the gorilla position, as they call it. And people ask, well, what's the gorilla position? Well, it was named by the WWF. It was named after Gorilla Monsoon. It is where right before the entrance, you have, people on the headsets, agents and stuff. That's what they call the gorilla position. So, okay, and there he is. Goldberg has made his way to the arena, made it out into the crowd. There goes the fireworks. He is feeling the heat on those fireworks. And man, that's just badass. Just badass, huh? Look at that. He's blowing smoke out of his nose. He is ready. He is ready to kick Hulk Hogan's ass. Look at him. He's like, I'm gonna fuck somebody up tonight. I want that. He's like, I want that belt, Hogan. Look at the signs. Remember that? Remember those days where fans brought the signs and stuff? That was awesome. You didn't have camera phones. You just had signs. And it was a very, very cool visual. Always fun to see the signs. As you can see, Goldberg's the man. Goldberg, bunch of Goldberg signs. And they're going to a commercial break. There. Yep. And there's an NWO Hollywood Hogan rule sign. And then you can see Hulk Hogan's entrance. NWO music. I always thought the NWO had the best music ever. I mean, it was that guitar rip. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's like the coolest song ever, coolest entrance ever, intro song. Man, and there you see Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the WCW World Champion, and he's got that belt. Oh, somebody threw soda at Hulk Hogan. Again, you can't do that today, obviously, or you'll get banned from the building. But back then, you can throw your soda and hit the wrestlers. But you know, that's okay. I'm glad they don't do that anymore. I mean, you know, it's, you know, as fans, you got to be respectful, you know. But back then, people were throwing soda, beer. I heard stories where people actually threw batteries at wrestlers. I mean, it was a different business back then, back 20, 30 years ago. And you can see Hulk Hogan. He is in the ring now. And we're about to get the match started. Referee Charles Robinson showing everybody the belt. The NWO spray paint on it. And the bell rings. Here we go. Hollywood Hogan, Bill Goldberg. Man, look at that crowd, man. They are ready. They are pumped. That. You can just see the intensity. Hulk Hogan playing to the crowd. Hollywood Hogan, I should say. He wasn't Hulk Hogan anymore. And a collar elbow tie up. Goldberg with the headlock. Man. As you can see, the Goldberg still has the headlock in there. Man, it's incredible. Look at the crowd in there. Look at that. I mean, just now, I have the volume down, but you know, you don't even have to hear it. You could just see how important, what an event this is. You know, then you see Bill Goldberg knocks Hogan down. Hogan looks around, looks almost befuddled and Goldberg's like, come on. Goldberg's simply not afraid of Hulk Hogan here, or Hollywood Hogan, I should say. He is ready. Look at the end. They tie up again. Hogan, a headlock there, side headlock. Goldberg picks him up. Hogan's got that neck wrenched in there. Goldberg backs him into the turnbuckle. And Goldberg, I got poked in the eye. Shake it off. And here we go again. About to be another lockup here. I don't know. Actually, this is going to be a test of strength here. Oh, and look at Goldberg. Hogan's like, oh, no. Hollywood Hogan's screaming right now. Look at that. Goldberg's got him on his knees. Hogan's like, oh, shit. Look at that. Nobody's ever taken me down like this before. Hogan's struggling right now. He's on one knee, trying to get back up. Goldberg, look at the strength. He's got nice leverage on it, and Hulk Hogan puts his leg on the rope to break the hold. And yeah, Hogan's saying, hey, man, come on, ref. Do something about this. Do something about this, brother. And and Hogan kicks him right in the gut. And a fist right there. Another fist. And a third fist. And a rake of the eyes. Oh, look at that. Hogan doing the heel moves. Oh, he scratched the back. And now he's taking the weightlifting belt off. Oh, and there it is. Now, normally this would be a disqualification, but the referee's letting and Goldberg took the weightlifting belt away, and Hogan, look at Hogan. Man, that is great psychology. Hogan playing to the crowd like that. It's incredible. That's how you get over it. Psychology. Playing that dastardly heel. And then when, your adversary gets back up, like the heel will often be like, oh, shit. And, all right, Hogan's going to arm drag. Goldberg kind of in a full Nelson. Oh, does he have it locked in? Does he have his fingers locked in? No. Not quite. Oh, yeah, he does. He actually does. Oh, and Hulk Hogan with the Hollywood Hogan with the low blow. Come on now, Hollywood. Look at you doing those heel tactics, hitting Goldberg. Come on, brother. And clothesline by Hollywood Hogan. And Goldberg, he is in trouble. Nope. Hogan did not pin him. He's choking him on the mat. Referee's trying to tell him to stop. And it looks like Hogan, when you watch this, he's trying to look for a disqualification. But the referee, to his credit, letting him go. He knows how important this match is. And there's a body slam there. An elbow drop missed. And elbow drop again, and he missed. Goldberg rolling out of the way twice. Hogan's arms sore. Ooh, Goldberg with the big clothesline there. Knocks Hogan right outside the ring. Man. So far this match has been pretty good. Again, Goldberg and Hollywood Hogan aren't the best technical wrestlers. They're not the most gifted technical wrestlers. You're not going to see a lot of, drop kicks or what do they call them today? Tope suicidas in the middle of the rope. Not a lot of arm drags. It's just a slow pace brawl, Drag him out, knock him down kind of fight. In today's wrestling, you're seeing a lot of, gymnastics kind of moves here. But we don't see as much psychology and in the ring like we used to, in my opinion, anyway. We need more of that. I think it's a lost art. Wrestlers, you get over with your character, you get over with your mic skills, your personality. Yes, being a great technical wrestler is good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I respect that. But what sells tickets, as you can see, Hogan beating Goldberg up with the chair, hitting him a couple times. But what brings people in the building is your character, your personality, and your mic skills. And They're back in the ring now. Hogan body slams Goldberg and drops the leg. There it is. Hulk Hogan thinks that is it, but he's going to make sure. Drop another leg. And there comes Kurt Hennig down to the ring. And, ooh, who is this? We got DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, and Goldberg kicks out at 2. And there's Karl Malone. Oh, gives Kurt Hennig, the late Kurt Hennig, the diamond cutter. Oh, look at Goldberg. Hogan's back's turned. He's ready. He's ready to do it. Is this it? Oh, there's the spear. Look at that. He's like, that's it. Look at the crowd. Look at now. Oh, man, they're all erupting, man. And Goldberg's like, I got one more thing to do here. I'm going to finish this off right now. Oh, man, look at this. Look at that crowd, man. They are on their feet. Picks him up. Keeps him in the air for a few seconds. And then the jackhammer brings him down. 1, 2, 3. And that is it. We have a new WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Bill Goldberg. Wow, look at the crowd, man. God. Again, if you guys are watching, man, look at that crowd. Dude, that's incredible. Like, wow. There he is, man. He's got both the world title and the United States title. Man, fireworks go off in the Georgia Dome. There's about 40,000 fans in the building. And Goldberg holding up the World Heavyweight title. Yeah. And he did this in basically a 10-month period. The only person to do it like around that time range or faster, I believe, was Kurt Angle when he came into WWF back in November of '99, and then he won the WWF title. I think it was October of 2000. So Goldberg, and he's in rarefied air. Winning your title before before you've been there a full year. It's really amazing. I mean, you talk about a guy that just organically grew. It usually takes a few years for top stars to be that top guy. But in Goldberg's case, it took him like 10 months. It's really amazing. Like when you look back at this, how you get over as a performer. Yeah, I don't think it gets any better. Again, they're showing Goldberg in there celebrating. I mean, what a night that was. The Titanic sank when it hit Goldberg. Look at the signs. Incredible. I mean, what a visual that is. Again, this was 25 years ago today. It's amazing, man. And there it is. Bill Goldberg, your new WCW World Heavyweight Champion. He now has 2 titles, as we see there. Yeah, man, what a night. Crowd was electric. And then Goldberg on the ramp with the fireworks going off. Man, that is a very, very cool visual. What a way to end the show. And that's it. That's it for that episode. So, wow. What an episode, man. What an episode. We just saw WCW Monday Nitro. Bill Goldberg winning the World Heavyweight title. So, yeah. That was, again, July 6th, 1998. 25 years to today. Sorry, 25 years ago today. That happened. What an amazing Amazing episode, amazing match. Again, for such a short build on less than a week, they made that announcement. It's incredible. As great as that was, we could look back and say, well, why didn't you build this up for several months? Build it up to like a Halloween Havoc or a Starcade where you can, make so much money off this. At that time, WCW was a television property. They were under Turner, and WCW wanted ratings, and they felt like putting this match on for the world title was more important short term than it would have been long term. Now, again, Goldberg had only been in the, pro wrestling industry for 10 months. And as great as he was, and he had a great persona. He was limited, still a little bit green. But it didn't matter. He got over. The crowd told us who they wanted, and that was Goldberg. Goldberg would go on to be the world champion until Starcade 1998, when Kevin Nash beat him. His win streak ended at 173. So 173-0 at Starcade 1998. We'll definitely do a watch along of that match down the road, but this is all about today, July 6, 1998, 25 years ago today. Bill Goldberg becoming the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Again, like I mentioned, could they have saved this for a pay-per-view? Perhaps, but again, it was a ratings war, and WCW wanted to win that night, get back to being on top of the ratings war, and at least for that week, they were. They ended up, like I said earlier, they won that night with a 4.9 rating. If I did my math correctly, it's a little over about 5 million people watching that show. You don't even have numbers like that these days. WWE probably does like a 2.0 at best. So, and also it was different times. We didn't have social media. We didn't have, you can record it, but you didn't have like DVR. You can watch it anytime, anywhere. But also that's what made the Monday Night Wars so great, was the unpredictability. You had to watch it. It was appointment TV. You had to watch it that night. You had to pick which one are you going to watch, Nitro or Raw. And then the ratings, WCW scored a 4.9 that night. WWF on Raw, they scored a 4.0, which is still very good. Very good. And it just goes to show you what a different time and a different era that was. But it was a very fun time. And, these first two watch-alongs were a week apart, ironically. So that was really the height of pro wrestling, was the late 90s, 97, 98. What an era. What an era it was. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching this episode this week. This is a lot of fun. Again, we're going to do more of these, in the upcoming weeks. We're going to watch, WWF, WCW, ECW, any other ones we can watch. These first two episodes, the first one, Mankind going off the Hell in a Cell, that was 25 years to the date. This episode is 25 years to the date as well. So next week or next time, I don't know which one we'll do, but we'll come up with something. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed this episode. Please, guys, like and share this. My social media handles are right up there on Twitter at BennyBoy702, my YouTube channel, Ben Cornett 9015, and on Facebook on the Ben Zone Facebook group. Yeah, just please like and share this, subscribe. I really appreciate this. The more likes I get, the more this is going to grow for me as I'm trying to grow this. And this is, part of Face the Heels. It's a pro wrestling show I do every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. This one, is dropping today here, Thursday, July 6th, 2023. There won't be like, a set schedule with these episodes. I could have another episode this weekend, or might be a couple weeks from now. Who knows? But whenever I do these watch-alongs, we will put these out there. Again, like and share this. Subscribe to my social media handles right there. And with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me this week on episode 2. Goldberg wins the WCW World Title. Thank you for watching along. Thank you for watching along with me, and I will see you guys and girls next time on Face the Heels Watch Along. Take care, everybody.